One skill we're going to need for breaking down polynomials into their factored form is division of polynomials. So today we're going to review long and synthetic division. This you may have done in Algebra 1 and then again in Algebra 2, so it may be very familiar. We're going to start with long division. Long division, 5x squared minus 17x minus 12, right? Divided by x minus 4. And you may or may not recall that we start out by saying, what do I have to multiply x by to get 5x squared? I'd have to multiply it by 5x. Once we've made that determination, we actually multiply the 5x by each term over here. So if it's a binomial, we multiply it by each of the two terms. If it's a trinomial we're dividing by, we multiply it by all three, and we line up with the like terms. So 5x times x is 5x squared. That should happen because we set out to do that. But then 5x times negative 4 is negative 20x. And we draw a line and we subtract. To subtract, remember the negative distributes across the entire polynomial. So our first term should cancel out. Now we have 3x and we bring down minus 12 and we start again. What do I have to multiply x by to get 3x? I need to multiply it by 3. Each of those two terms then gets multiplied by 3, so 3x minus 12. Draw a line, and I'm going to subtract, so that will become a negative 3x, and that will become a positive 12. These guys cancel, so we have no remainder, which is lovely. Nice even division. I've set this one up in advance. What do I have to multiply x squared by to get 6x to the third? I need to multiply it by 6x. Each of those terms is going to get multiplied by 6x. So I get 6x to the third plus 12x. So that should line up with my 5x. I'm going to draw a line and subtract. So that's going to become negative, and so is that. These cancel. This one has no one to add to, so it just drops down. Minus 7x, and then I literally bring down my negative 16, and I start again. What do I have to do to x squared to make it into negative 8x squared? I have to multiply it by negative 8. So I do. I multiply it by negative 8 and get negative 8x squared. I also multiply my 2 by negative 8 and get negative 16. I draw a line and subtract. So this guy has no one to combine with, and those guys cancel. So I do have a remainder. My remainder is negative 7x. So I can either write that as plus negative 7x over x squared plus 2, or I could have just written it as minus and then 7x over x squared plus 2. Hopefully that brings back long division. We'll practice some of that in class. Let's look at synthetic division, which we can only do legally if that is a factor of the form x plus or minus some number a. Okay, so if it was x squared plus or minus something, or if it was 2x plus or minus something, we can't legally do synthetic division. Sometimes there are ways around that, but the law says that unless this is x plus or minus a, we can't do synthetic division. Okay, so synthetic division looked like we took the coefficients and the constant only and wrote them in descending order of powers with a 0 filled in for any missing term. So this would be 5 because it's 5x squared minus 17 because it was minus 17x minus 12. There were no missing terms. Squared, first term, constant. What goes over here is the 0 that went with that factor. So if it was x minus 4, then the 0 was 4. Start out by bringing down that first term 5. Then we multiply. 4 times 5 is 20. then we add, then we multiply, then we add. This is our remainder, which is 0, and this is our quotient, which, since this started out as x squared, this starts out as 5x plus 3. So that is our quotient, 5x plus 3. I want to revisit the first problem we did. We did this long division, and we got a quotient of 5x plus 3. Now we're doing it synthetically and getting a quotient of 5x plus 3. Okay, so let's do this synthetically, and we can because that's x plus 1. So 2x to the 4th power minus 3x to the 3rd power. There is no x to the 2nd power, minus 5x minus 2. We want to divide by x plus 1. That's the factor, so the 0 is negative 1. Bring down the 2. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, remainder. Hopefully I did my math right. Let me just try that one more time. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, negative 5, 5, 5, negative 5, negative 10, 10, 8. So this was x to the 4th. So this is 2x to the 3rd minus 5x to the 2nd plus 5x minus 10 with a remainder of 8 over x plus 1. That would be my quotient, and if I did long division, I would get the same thing. Okay, so here I have 2x minus 3. I would love to do synthetic division. I'm going to say, first of all, we're going to do it as long division. So 4x to the 3rd plus 2x squared minus 11 divided by 2x minus 3, and see what happens. So I need to multiply by 2x squared. So I would get 4x to the 3rd minus 3x squared. I'm going to draw a line and subtract. So I get 5x squared. Bring down my minus 11. Actually, I should bring down plus 0x. I'm missing a term. So I need to, let's see, this is going to be, oh shoot. Can I start that again? Because I have a mistake here. All right, so let me start the problem again. Apologies for wasting your time. Okay, so I'm going to start it again. 4x to the 3rd plus 2x squared. Now I'm going to remember to leave a space for 0x minus 11. 2x minus 3. So I need to multiply by 2x squared. I'm going to get 4x to the 3rd minus 6x squared. Draw a line and subtract. So now I'm going to get 8x squared, bring down my 0x, plus 4x. I'm going to get 8x squared minus 12x. Draw a line and subtract. So I'm going to get 12x minus 11, so plus 6. 12x minus 18. Draw a line and subtract. I'm going to get a remainder of 7 over 2x minus 3. Okay, so that would be doing it legally. Suppose I tried to sneak my way into a synthetic division. So it would be a 4 for x to the 3rd, a 2, a 0, and a negative 11. And the 0 that goes with this is 3 halves, right? Because I would add 3 and then divide by 2. So bring down my 4. 3 halves times 4 is 6. 8. 3 halves times 8 is 12. 3 halves times 12 is 18. Remainder 7. So it looks like I have 4 x squared plus 8x plus 12 plus 7 over 2x minus 3. And so what happened is it looks like my coefficients are wrong. 2, 4, 6 became 4, 8, 12. And that's because this is saying that the 0 that went with this, the 0 of 3 halves would make a factor of x minus 3 halves. And if I actually multiplied that out, I would get this. Uh, so it works out a little funky. And we'll talk in class if you want to do synthetic division and you want to know how to modify your work.